Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today it's time to go over the plan, the Trump plan for Gaza. And actually, funny enough, we're going to go through an article that was talking about this in 2023, December 2023, before the guy even entered office. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it. I mean, all of it is very much appreciated. Also, check out the Discord link if you want to join the Discord, talk some shit, watch some movies, listen to music, whatever you feel like doing. Please go in there. Just no dick pics, no graphic violence. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you dare. All links, description box. All right. So as you can see with this image, like, yo, what the fuck does this mean? I just saw this like randomly posted. Uh, I guess this guy actually posted this. I don't know if this is on Truth Social or if it's on Twitter. I didn't look for it. Either way, the image is pure comedy, like some sort of messianic figure, but like the exact opposite though. But maybe, just maybe, I don't know when this was posted. Uh, maybe this is them saying, "Hey, we're about to get some shit done soon." But I don't think you're gonna like it if you actually look into the details, which is what we're gonna do right now. Here we go from Drop Site. Uh, Washington Post reports the Trump administration is circulating a post-war plan for Gaza that would place the enclave under a U.S.-run trusteeship for at least a decade. Christ. While its 2 million residents are either voluntarily relocated abroad or confined to secure zones during reconstruction. The 38-page proposal, dubbed the Gaza Reconstitution Economic Acceleration and Transformation Trust, great, great trust. God, we're in fucking idiocracy, bro. We're actually an idiocracy. Holy Christ! Except there's a devil worshiper instead of President Camacho, who's kind of cool, you know. Except we have this devil worshipping dweeb as our fucking leader. I mean, he's not my leader, but you know what I mean. Anyways, this plan, this great trust, offers $5,000 cash. Or uh, what if it's like you have a little boy, his three sisters, his two brothers, his mom, his dad, his grandma, and his grandpa all got blown up and killed because someone swore Hamas was in the house. Hey kid, here you go, $5,000. Good luck. Offers $5,000 cash, 4 years of rent subsidies, and a year of food to those who agree to be ethnically cleansed, meaning leave and we'll give you some a goodie bag when you leave the party. Here's a little goodie bag. Like these people, I think they like hate people or something. It's weird. I think they hate people because this is not being offered to Hamas, right? It's being offered to civilians, right? Gazan civilians. And this is after all the things that they have taken part in. This is the offer. I'm like, go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. Actually, landowners would get digital tokens redeemable for apartments and in planned AI-powered smart cities, or to finance life abroad. Modeled on Trump's vision of a Riviera of the Middle East, the plan promises investors a fourfold return on $100 billion mega projects like resorts, EV plants, and data centers, requiring no U.S. government funding. Oh, God. God. Yeah. So when I say devil worshiper, do people get what I'm saying now? All right, just checking, just checking. Uh, so instead of going right to this Washington Post article, we're gonna go here first. And one of YellBro patrons writing for Unlimited Hangout. You see right here, it says December 12th, 2023. And let's be honest, she did research before that date. This is like when the article released, right? So she probably did editing and research all before this, which means this was out a long fucking time as far as these type of plans for Gaza. As you can see here, Palestine, peace to prosperity through technocracy. Expanding on plans first laid during the Trump administration, Israel's government and military, aided by Silicon Valley billionaires, seek to build back better in Gaza after the current conflict, installing a technocracy that is likely already being augmented globally through the weaponization of buzzwords like decentralization or financial freedom. And this will play into the idea of like, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all that shit. Where you're like, oh my God, see, look, the government has no trace on this. They can't, uh, there's no centralized banking aspect of it, no Federal Reserve, right? Meanwhile, that is apparently not the case. And this same person, the duck in my Discord, has written articles in the past that have her and Allie. They wrote articles in the past that talk about these crypto things and the technocracy of it all, and the your digital self, if you will. Which is also something that Whitney Webb highlights a lot, right? I think she's I guess, creator of Unlimited Hangout. So these first paragraphs here are about like things that people should recognize already. That the idea of like testing technology in certain areas, doing like using certain tech in these fucking fucked up areas, so that it can be ready. It's ready to be used outside of that area. It's just like a test run. And of course, if it's people that you don't care about, right, you just test it on them. Duh. If you're a creepy little devil worshiper, yeah, you test it on people. Duh. And amongst other things in here are the idea of the failures on October 7th and how the fuck Hamas got through, around, over fucking fencing, like super like secure fencing in areas to invade in the first place. There's a lot of susness around there. I'm not going to go into it, but it's in this article. Don't worry, all links will be in the description box. But this is the part I want to focus on right here. Trump's peace to prosperity woes, and Jared Kushner's Bahrain blowout. Pause for that one. Let's just get into it. Here we go. The Trump administration's Israel-Palestine solution, known formally as the Peace to Prosperity Plan, was engineered by Israeli government insiders and needed to be implemented by Likud party affiliates in Israel. As a result, it was dead on arrival given its one-sided nature. As part of the plan, Donald Trump tapped an Israeli crypto startup, Orbs, to help his administration leverage smart contracts and blockchain technology for social impact projects in order to bring verifiable trust, transparency, and external accountability. These people use these words like this. Meanwhile, they mean the opposite, but they use these words anyways. And guess what? It works on people. Rhetoric seems to work on people. They don't ask for proof of this shit. They just say certain words and they get away with it. And to be honest with you, as a fellow human, I'm fucking embarrassed. I'm embarrassed by that. Now, the idea of this plan falling through doesn't mean they won't double back and try again with a different name, a rebrand, maybe some things taken out, maybe some things added in. Right? So that's why I'm going over this. And once again, article from winter 2023. I mean, like right after this fool got elected. He wasn't in office yet, but he was elected. And this stuff probably even dates back even further back, let's be honest. But let's keep going here. In 2018, Orbs raised over $133 million in an initial coin offering ICO. And in 2021, partnered with Binance to launch a DeFi accelerator to promote innovation in decentralized finance. Okay. Orbs was built as a public blockchain designed to help governments iron out any bureaucratic challenges from migrant identification to tracking aid funds. So, you want to talk about Nazis numbering people? what the fuck do you think is going to happen there? And we're already aware of Palantir's involvement, Microsoft's involvement, IBM's involvement in Gaza, helping the Israelis against Gazans with identification and facial recognition and all this shit. So, once again, I'll say it again. I'm sure people have heard me say it already, but IBM also helped Nazis number Jews during the fucking Holocaust. Like to tattoo the ID numbers on their fucking arms. They were using IBM computer systems for that. Yeah, look at that. Somehow, they take part in what a lot of people consider the worst fucking human tragedy in history. There are people that believe that, and yet that same company is running around right now contributing to another fucking atrocity. You can't make that up. Let's keep reading. Cohen, a partner at Orbs and founder of its associated Hexa Foundation, was one of the Israeli business executives who attended the Bahrain conference hosted by Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. More on that shortly. Hexa Foundation works on projects involving identification for refugees, credentials, wallets, using blockchain to track aid funds, and fund traceability for employment in politically unstable areas of the world. Now, we just saw in this one, in this little synopsis of the Washington Post article, where they want to give them, where is it? AI-powered cities. Hey, where the fuck is it? Oh, okay. Duh, right in front of me. Landowners would get digital tokens redeemable for apartments in planned AI-powered smart cities or to finance life abroad. So, and if those things are trackable, how safe are you really in regards to all that? Right? I mean, all right, let's keep reading. Also, I want to apologize. I have a runny fucking nose right now, but I'm pushing through, bro. Pushing through. Okay, where'd we leave off here? Okay. She was previously an advisor to General Yoav Mordecai from the Israeli Ministry of Defense, and her husband was an aide to Moshe Cohen from the Israeli Ministry of Finance. Cohen got her start on Wall Street as an investment banker at Lehman Brothers, where she worked under Ron Lubash, founder of Markstone Capital Group. Lubash's co-founder, Elliot Broidy, pled guilty in a pension scandal involving the New York retirement fund that Broidy arranged to invest $250 million in Markstone Capital Partners. I mean, you can't make this shit up, bro. Like, when you say taking candy from a baby, I think these guys would literally take candy from a baby. Like, literally do it. You can't make this shit up. And it's always these same kind of archetypal like figures that do these same type of actions, almost like on the surface could look like they're just individually committing crimes or doing actions or whatever the fuck. But if you step back and look at it, it looks so fucking like, I'm not saying this is the case, I don't know, but when you step back and look at it, it looks so fucking like coordinated. Like we're here to fuck the world over or something. Like seriously. But here we go. In 2020, Broidy was convicted for failing to register as a foreign agent on behalf of China and Malaysia. He was later pardoned by Donald Trump. I mean, like I said, it seems like these guys shouldn't even know each other, but somehow it circles back to when you look back at it, you step back from it, you see the connections to each other. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
I wish Brady well too.
Yeah. Save Brody. And you can see the screenshot of the article from Haaretz. All right, let's keep reading here. Shortly after the Israel-Hamas war broke out, Jared Kushner went on the all-in. This is the crazy part for me. Jared Kushner went on the All In podcast to discuss Trump, Israel, Hamas, and a gathering he organized in Bahrain back in 2019. So the tenets of the plan can even be dated back to 2019, dude. And when I bring up this idea that one administration passes the baton to the next, and they just carry on fucking all of us over. Like, what else do you need? I mean, if you look at any story, you could see when you start following the breadcrumbs backwards in time, you'll see like, damn, this is connected to this, and this wouldn't have been able to happen unless this event happened over here, and on and so forth. I really want to emphasize that. Uh, okay, and that's where he presented the so-called peace to prosperity plan. The event was the perfect pretext for Kushner to promote and sell the Abraham Accords to Arab leaders, and it was praised by publications like Fortune magazine. The Abraham Accords were a series of cooperation and normalization agreements between Israel and leaders from United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Morocco, and Sudan, spearheaded by Kushner and other members of the Trump administration. Look what I did. I brought peace to the Middle East. And now we're going to add more peace by ripping people from their fucking homes and put them in war-torn areas. But don't worry, they'll get $5,000 for it. See, everyone wins. We get casinos, they get $5,000. Thanks, Trump. Funny enough, that little story, the Wired article where these influencers get paid $8,000 a month to do their dog shit content as a scholarship program. Oh, fuck. A bunch of people that probably, at least the heads of it, guys like David Pakman or Brian Tyler Cohen, for some reason, those guys don't really cover Gaza that much. And yet, I just thought it's like weird, like a little parallel next to each other. But all right, let's keep reading. During the interview, Kushner talked about how Steven Schwartzman from Blackstone Group and Randall Stevenson, CEO of AT&T, attended the gathering in Bahrain and implied that they seemed eager to invest in the Palestinian economy because of its proximity to Israel, robust population, and cheap labor. Here's a quote: "The prospects for prosperity spillover are massive," Kushner exclaimed. And once again, going back to this, you can see people, investors, looking to return on $100 billion project. So they put money in, and they want to, sport money out. And these could be some of the means, right? Especially that cheap labor one. Who's going to be doing? Hey, who's going to be working there? Who's going to be the cheap labor? The people whose housing got rolled over, most likely. And even then, they might have to live in quote unquote secured zones. Okay. Fortunately for Kushner, he wasn't being interviewed by people who would challenge his ill-considered accelerationist ideas. He was instead surrounded by figures like David Sachs of the PayPal Mafia, who hosts the All In podcast along with three others. In a recent interview with Tucker Carlson, Sachs shared that although he's against revolutionary politics, he's in favor of revolutionary change in the narrowed category of technology because it's the basis of American prosperity. And like Peter Thiel, I should call him that, right? Teeter Peel. Teeter Peel. He doesn't want innovators to be stifled by leftists who want to slow down technological innovation with regulations. I mean, devil worshiper. Forget about the leftist part. He's using that as a fucking like trigger word to get dumb fuck MAGA people to go on board with this fucking devil worshiper. Straight up. That's the point of it. When you hear these guys say, "Oh, these bunch of woke leftists," you hear people like Netanyahu saying that. Oh yeah, that's just a woke left. I mean, the fact that that shit worked on people and apparently still does work, maybe less so than before, but I mean, you have to like. Once again, I'm not here to like, shit on your grave or whatever the fuck, but like, or dance on your grave, but like, come on, guys, admit you got fucking played. You got played. You got duped with simple elementary psychology. I mean elementary. You have to recognize that so it never happens again. You have to be a questioner as much as a listener. You have to do these things, otherwise expect to get fucked over and over again. And I'm sure there's a decent amount of people that don't. Once again, they see what's happening in Gaza. And they're like, oh well, that's over there. No, like what was said in this article, and which is typically implied anyways, is that some of the things they test out over there end up making their way in other parts of the world. You are not. I'm sorry, you're at risk too. Also, there's the whole empathy thing about caring about other people. You know, non-combatants being fucking killed in mass and being subjugated and then pushed into fucking, fenced out areas like fucking cattle. Yeah, that should piss you off, I would think. But you do you, you know. It is what it is. It's the same thing as the college kids in the U.S. right at the universities where they're trying to take away green cards and visas because they're protesting Israel. They're doing something quote unquote against American interest. And it's like, what? You don't think that's going to hit you at all? Go look at the war. Go look on the war. The war on terror. Go look at that. You're telling me nothing blew back towards you guys. Of course, a lot of shit has. In fact, they've already, right? Obama killed an American overseas. Trump killed an American overseas. I don't know what to tell you. There's Americans locked up in Israel right now. Palestinian Americans locked up in there with no charges, just held indefinitely. I'm just saying. Let's keep reading. Ultimately, Kushner smugly attempted to argue that practically everyone loves doing business with Israel's robust economy and that the business tycoons and transnational executives simply wanted to create wealth in the West Bank and Gaza. Well, they need something else to happen first. Like, let's blow the bitch up, let's destabilize it, and then we can start putting in our things to say, we're trying to fix everything. We're trying to fix the world, man. Come on. Don't be a woke leftist. Create wealth for whom exactly? Exactly. It seems like the abundance of cheap labor, unregulated markets, and a population of economically poor and psychologically traumatized people to steer and mold as one sees fit were the real incentives. But I digress. Other Trump officials, like former Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, gleefully claim that venture capitalists were excited to invest, I want to say, quote unquote, invest money in projects in the West Bank and Gaza like they were hot new IPOs, an investment in Palestine's future. Yeah. Likewise, Netta Cohen of Orbs noted that there was a paradigm shift in U.S. foreign policy toward Palestine because it was transitioning from a donations-based relationship to an investment-centered partnership. And in order to get the most value from the investments, the solutions would have to be more innovative and game-changing. Disruptive, yeah. Mnuchin's circle also expanded to the cryptosphere because in 2019, one of his top aides, Craig Phillips, stepped down from his position at the White House and joined Ripple's Ripple's board of directors to advise the company. I never even heard of that. Ripple's board of directors to advise the company on strategic regulatory opportunities as Ripple was in the midst of opening its DC office. This is similar to in 2015 when Gene Sperling from the Obama administration joined Ripple's board of directors, the DC revolving door at work. Ripple is a currency exchange founded by the creator of Mt. Gox, Jed McCaleb, with early funding from big name investors like Peter Thiel's Founders Fund and Andreessen Horowitz. Oh my god, these names should be sounding familiar. That being said, Mnuchin referring to Palestine as an IPO and Cohen's remarks about donations versus investments actually make perfect sense when you understood within the context of the 2018 Build Back. I assume that's the Build Back Better thing or Build Act. Okay, that established the U.S. Development Finance Corporation or DFC. Oh my fucking god!
Lots
Oh
of
my god!
familiar names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Ripple. Yeah, Thiel. That's where Thiel would make a bunch of money off of blockchain cryptocurrencies.
But these
Yeah.
guys, they're not supposed to know each other, though, right? How come they just all end up just connected to each other like so blatantly like this?
Well,
That
he's been very active, like within the administration. Well, they're all. I mean, these names we're talking about this. This is in the first administration, right? Like
Yeah,
2019 years
yeah,
and earlier. But uh, yeah. Also within these names, like Thiel right now is very uh integrated into the White House, kind of adjacent with the vice president.
yeah.
Um, and David Sachs mentioned here,
Yes,
he is the crypto czar currently. The All In podcast co-host. He is the crypto and the AI czar in the White House. So he's
isn't
formerly
that lovely?
part of the cabinet. Yeah.
Lovely. I mean, from podcast host where he's giving,
Well,
glowing, showering interviews with Jared Kushner, now comes full circle to where they're all in the White House saying, like, how do we deal with these poor people that we don't want around anymore? What do we do with
well,
them?
he is known from like the PayPal mafia thing. So he's actually um, was running PayPal early on with Elon Musk and Thiel.
Well, look
So
at that.
that's where they kind of got their money.
Well, look at that. And then what's his name's PayPal too, right? Omidyar, the intercept guy. He's eBay.
Um,
He's eBay and PayPal, I
I'm not
think.
as familiar with him. I'm not as familiar with that person. Yeah.
Um,
The other name that really rang a bell up the AT&T CEO
yeah,
in 2020. So he had just finished buying DirecTV and AT&T and Time Warner
yes,
back then.
yeah,
I forgot how much DirecTV cost, uh, but Time Warner cost like $85 billion. He then retired in 2020, but like they're so in debt because that was like all debt. so, so they ended up spinning off both of those within like 2-3 years. Uh,
yeah.
I
And
think
I
he
and I
sold
remember
that
too.
at 40 billion. So it's like a $40 billion loss on one of them. Yeah, but of course, while he's there, like that's a success, right? Like it has to go through the courts. It got through. Uh, actually Trump was in office there, right? With the whole regulation, deregulation, like that enabled him to make that purchase. But even though it was a bad buy, this is a bad investment. Okay, he retires, gets all his bonuses and whatnot, and then the company kind of sinks a bit from there.
Yeah, I remember the HBO and AT&T thing, which is
HBO,
HBO's
AT&T,
own.
CNN,
Yeah,
all yeah, they own a lot.
but yeah, unfortunately, that was starting the woke era where everyone's hating your movies and shit. But
Mhm.
yeah, these something tells me that these people aren't even good at. They're not even good businessmen. They just work together. They work together against others, and
Yeah.
that's how they keep winning over and over again. It's not even like, oh, you're so fucking
Yeah.
genius and skilled at like, get the fuck out of here.
That's exactly right. I mean, that example is one that's like a negative 40 billion, right? Like, and it's kind of like a win for him, but because like you don't notice it until after he leaves. But these are like where did his win come from? Is these relationships, and that they can
Exactly.
get it through, and or even like, okay, well, how do you borrow that much money, right? So of course it's a big company, they could use that, but it's definitely a lot of relationships and trust that they get between each other. So if they have those
Yeah.
people who would agree, then they're able to do much more than anybody else would be able to, just because of that.
They screen them for a conscience. They're like, oh, nothing here. All right, you're good. Welcome to the club. All right, so I'm not gonna keep reading it, but I recommend. It's a very long article with a lot of information here, and I recommend you read through all of that. Once again, article will be posted once again from 2023 and talking about events from 2018 and 19. So please check that out. Now we're gonna look at. I'm not gonna look really into the article. I have the article here. I will post this as well. It's another very long article. A lot of shit in it. But I will read through her Twitter thread. So you have Kate Brown, I guess, from the Washington Post, and her article. I'll show you the little title thing here. From a demolished Iranian proxy to a prosperous Abrahamic ally, the Great Trust. Fuck my life. Here we go. Months ago, I saw a slide deck that promised to fundamentally transform Gaza into a manufacturing and tourism hub at the crossroads of a new trade corridor linking Israel to the Gulf. It showed AI-powered cities and electric vehicles if someone cleared the debris. God. Right here. Israeli planners supported by BCG, which is Boston Consulting Group, estimated that redeveloping Gaza would require more than $100 billion in public and private investments. But certain things could cut costs, like debt financing, international aid, or increasing the number of Gazans who volunteered to leave. I mean, that is wreckage, bro. Where's that in here? Yeah, the very first increase. Number one aspect: increase the number of Gazans who volunteer to leave Gaza during the reconstruction. But what happens if they don't want to leave? What happens? Another prison, right? Another fenced-off prison. In this post-war plan, dubbed the Great Trust, Palestinians would be offered $5,000 cash to leave Gaza, plus a 4-year housing and food stipend. For every 1% or stipend, I don't even know. For every 1% of the population relocated abroad, investors could expect to save $500 million. Plan says investors would, not Gazans. They can't invest unless there's some filthy rich, Palestinian out there, outside of there, that can fucking, all right, I'm gonna buy it up and then give it back to them. But even if that was the case, I doubt they would allow it. Not that DJ Khaled would even try. We the best. We the best. We're the best. Anyways, Israel Netanyahu has said is talking to several countries about taking relocated Gazans. Libya, Ethiopia, South Sudan, Indonesia, and Somaliland have all been mentioned as potential hosts. Now, if I go through this, Libya, destabilized country. Ethiopia, I'm a little bit less sure about what's happening in Ethiopia, but something tells me it probably is not going to be that so good there either. South Sudan, we know what's going on in Sudan. Indonesia, I'm a little more ignorant about, and definitely Somaliland, Somalia and Somaliland, where there's basically a civil war essentially going on. And the U.S. is currently, once again, Trump broke his own record of bombing Somalia this year already. We have a whole bunch of time left, or a whole bunch of months left in the year, and he already broke his record for bombing it. So yeah, send him to another place to get bombed. I asked a few Palestinians if they would accept $5,000 cash to move abroad. See the quote here. Those places are not that different from Gaza. People will suffer just in a different way, said Muhammad, a 42-year-old father speaking over WhatsApp from Gaza City. I just want to add in that there was a story in Iran when they were fighting with Israel. That, yo, guys, stop using the WhatsApp. It's easily, like, they're tracing your shit, tracing your calls, or tracing your text, and tracing locations through the WhatsApp. And obviously, maybe they had no choice in Gaza but to do that. Thus, they're probably monitored and tracked. And they probably would be anyways, since Israel has control over the fucking area. And they have all this help and the Pegasus programs and all this fucking shit. You can see here, would it depend on where you go? Yes, I think so. It should be a place where at least people can live with dignity and under minimum living standards. I think it means, wait, what? And under minimum, I think it means like at, oh, okay. With minimum living, like good living standards. What if it was Africa, like Sudan, Somaliland, or Libya? They've all been flooded. Another person, Abu Muhammad, said that he was staying in a partially destroyed house in Khan Yunis, but we could renovate. I refuse to go to another country, Muslim or not. This is my homeland. Here. Adil Haq, a professor and expert on the law of armed conflict at Rutgers University, said that any plan in which Palestinians are prevented from returning to their homes or inadequately supplied with food, medical care, and shelter would be unlawful, regardless of any cash incentive offered for departures. Well, who's going to hold them to that? The fucking UN? Not going to. What could they do? What could they actually do? And people don't realize how crazy. Like, if the U.S. says, "All right, you know what? Fuck this. We're not fucking with Israel anymore. We're gonna fucking stop sending them crazy amounts of money. Stop doing all this shit for them." If that happened, the whole dynamic changes. All of it, the whole dynamic changes. Straight up. The UN's already ready to go say, "Fuck you, Israel. We're gonna like prosecute some of your fucking leaders. We're ready to do like all this shit. We're gonna bring aid in, all that stuff." It's just the U.S., the big bully in the room, just stops it from happening. Let's just be honest. So anyone who thinks like, well, no, that's Israel, that's Bibi over there. That's not the U.S. That's him. That's them over there doing it. No, the U.S. is intricately involved, like 1-to-1 involved. Not some outside force, like actually directly involved in all of this. And I guess we'll read this last part, my latest with Karen. What? At bad eyesight. Karen DeYoung on a post. Who had the first Karen DeYoung? Why is there a one after that? On a post-war plan for Gaza circulating within the Trump administration. The fantastical scheme plays to Donald Trump's January assessment. It's like a massive demolition site. It's got to be rebuilt in a different way, which will take years to do. You're going to displace the population, most likely make sure they never come back, and have all these bajillionaire investments to where it's theirs now. Not Gazans. It's not even like regular Israelis. I'm sure they'll get some of the social benefits of it, of being around such a fucking moneymaker and being able to visit, tourist sites and all this shit. Right? They get like their own little Abu Dhabi they get to visit. But financially, I mean, obviously the Palestinians are getting the worst end of the stick. But Israelis, they'll fuck you over too. Fucking watch. You watch. If you're one of these dumb fuck Israelis cheering this shit on, yeah, we'll see. But all right, and obviously, like I said, the whole article is here. I will put it in the description box. To the archive, the Wayback Machine or whatever the fuck. Okay. I mean, not much to say here. I think I said it all. They're being fucked over for $5,000. And I mean, if plans like this from 2018, 19, and let's be real, probably even dates back earlier than that. If they had ideas and plans to change Gaza into some place like that, or smart cities and all that shit for the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, if that was planned way back when, and that's before October 7th, I mean, your conspiracy mind might start ticking away at that point, right? Like, damn, this looks so coordinated that it looks like it's fucking planned. Like, how are all these quote unquote random events just spinning weaves with each other perfectly for the exact events that are needed to happen to turn Gaza from blown up, let's be real, deconstructed, fucking flattened buildings, thousands upon thousands of civilian deaths, to fucking robot city. Hey, come on. I don't think it gets any more blatant than that. Once again, I'm not saying I know. but it's worth considering in regards to what we see happening. But okay, I'll leave it there. I will leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Say what you want in the comment section. What do you think about this? Do you have other information you want to send me? Or just your commentary? Please let it be known in the comment section. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description box, either the charities or the Discord link if you want to join the Discord and have more dialogue and conversation with people. I beg you all to use it. Seriously. It's open for anyone's opinion on anything. You could be super duper pro-Israel. You could be super anti-Israel. You could be anything you fucking want to be. Just don't be a dick pic share. And don't show any like blown up bodies. Don't do that shit either. Unless it's journalistic. If it's journalistic and it's something that's violent, I understand. But if it's like blown up bodies for the sake of blown up bodies because you're a little troll fuck, no, you're not doing it. I'm gonna fucking block your videos or block your shit and probably ban you. But don't worry, you'll have another Discord to go to, a place where magic happens. Pause. But all right, all links description box. And with all that said, please give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.